So when we talk about fertility care, the image that usually jumps to mind is, well, high-tech, incredibly complex, and honestly, often really expensive.
Right. Labs, hormone injections. There's a lot.
Exactly. And the financial, the emotional burden, it can be overwhelming. Anyone going through this knows how exhausting it is.
Hmm.
But what if, the key to breaking through that feeling of being stuck and maybe even boosting success rates isn't just in the lab?
What if it involves combining that tech precision with something much older?
Yeah, like a healing philosophy thousands of years old.
That's exactly what our source material digs into today. We're really moving past this old idea of like picking sides.
Okay.
Our mission here is to look directly at Western medicine, the advanced diagnostics, the hardware versus traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, which is more about holistic root cause optimization.
And we're unpacking the actual evidence, the hard data.
Yes, the quantifiable proof showing that TCM additions aren't just, nice extras, but potentially critical for getting better outcomes.
Okay, let's get into it. Two systems, seemingly miles apart, but both working towards the same goal, a healthy baby. We have to start with the Western side, right? Its power is undeniable.
Absolutely. Western reproductive endocrinologists, they're specialists in identifying specific issues, pathologies.
Like PCOS, diminished ovarian reserve.
Exactly. Or male factor infertility. They use incredibly precise tools for this: blood test for hormones, detailed ultrasounds, genetic screening. They're really good at pinpointing the problem.
Putting a label on it.
Right. And once there's a diagnosis, the path often leads pretty directly to assisted reproductive technologies, RT, usually IVF.
And that process is, well, very structured.
It is. You could almost say it's an industrialized process, very high precision. Starts with stimulating egg development,
Retrieval.
fertilization in the lab, watching the embryo grow to the blastocyst stage, often checking chromosomes with PGT, that's pre-implantation genetic testing,
Okay.
and then finally the embryo transfer. It really is a marvel of 20th century tech.
And it's resulted in miracles, no question. Since IVF started back in 1978, something like 13 million babies born globally. That's incredible.
It is a huge triumph. But if you use that success rate as the measure, well, the numbers also show the limits of just technology alone.
How so?
Well, that 13 million figure, it comes from roughly 45 million RT cycles worldwide,
Okay.
which gives you a global live birth rate that's hovering around 29%.
Wow, so basically 2/3 of those attempts, despite all the tech and the cost, they don't result in a live birth.
Precisely. And when a cycle fails or sadly ends in miscarriage, the standard recommendation, often just try again.
At significant cost.
Huge cost. We're talking $15,000 to $25,000, maybe more, per cycle. So the sources really push this question. Would those 45 million cycles have led to significantly more babies and saved couples so much heartache if other methods were included right from the start?
That failure rate, that's really the crux of it.
It's the narrative driver here, yeah.
And that's the pivot point, right? Where TCM comes in as a counterpoint. If Western medicine is focused on overriding a specific problem, like using hormones for an ovulation issue, TCM seems to shift the focus entirely, not just creating the diagnosis, but optimizing the whole person, the whole system.
That's it, exactly. Foundational optimization. TCM is holistic, it's patient-centered, goes way beyond just the infertility label.
How does it do that?
Practitioners do a deep dive, really, into root causes. They look at sleep, stress, diet history, chronic inflammation, things Western blood tests often just don't pick up, subtle imbalances.
And this approach, I imagine, is particularly helpful for those really frustrating unexplained infertility cases.
Oh, absolutely, where Western tests find nothing definitive, leaving couples feeling lost.
Right, no answers. That must be the hardest part.
It often is.
Yeah.
So TCM potentially offers not just treatment, but validation and a customized plan to improve the body's overall environment.
And the tools used are very individualized, you said, not standardized protocols.
Exactly. Customized interventions. You've got acupuncture, which is used to help modulate stress hormones like cortisol, support hormonal balance, and crucially, improve blood flow to the reproductive organs.
Better blood flow means?
Better quality eggs, sperm, and a healthier uterine lining. Then you have custom herbal formulas tailored to that specific patient's imbalances, addressing things from gut health to deep fatigue.
Okay, hold on. For someone maybe listening who's steeped in Western science, the idea that, tiny needles or some specific herbs could dramatically boost success rates, it might sound a bit like, well...
Mysticism. Yeah, I get that. It's a fair challenge.
So is there a scientific mechanism the sources point to? Nerves, inflammation, stress reduction. What's happening?
The research suggests it's actually several things working together, mainly around inflammation and circulation.
Okay.
TCM treatments, particularly acupuncture, have been shown to modulate the HPO axis, that's the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis, which controls hormones. They also reduce inflammatory markers known to harm egg and sperm quality.
And the circulation?
They improve microcirculation. Better blood flow delivers more nutrients, more oxygen to the follicles, to the uterine lining. Essentially, it's about creating a healthier biological environment before the high-tech stuff even begins.
Right. Improve the soil before you plant the seed. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, so let's move from the philosophy to the numbers. Where do we see the impact? Maybe start with male fertility, which is often overlooked.
Good place to start. The evidence for acupuncture and herbs improving sperm quality, especially motility, is actually quite strong and consistent.
Motility meaning how well the sperm swim.
Exactly. Critical for natural conception, but also really important for lab procedures like IVF or ICSI. Multiple randomized controlled trials, meta-analyses, they show acupuncture significantly improves total sperm motility.
Any specific studies mentioned?
Yeah, 2023 network meta-analysis actually ranked acupuncture pretty highly among non-drug interventions for improving total sperm motility, so it has real clinical relevance. And another study, back in 2009, focused specifically on men with severe sperm quality issues. It found a significant increase in motile sperm compared to the placebo group, so it's helping even in tough cases.
And herbs. You mentioned ashwagandha earlier.
Yes, ashwagandha with Ania somnifera. It's a classic adaptogen working on the whole system. A 2013 double-blind RCT, a strong study design, found that after 90 days, men taking ashwagandha had significantly higher sperm count, motility, and semen volume compared to placebo.
So it's not just about the sperm themselves, but the overall reproductive health markers.
Right. It shows that addressing the system, reducing stress, providing antioxidant support, has direct, measurable effects on the raw material, so to speak.
Okay, so we've potentially improved the sperm. Now let's shift to female fertility, improving the egg quality, the oocyte, and optimizing the IVF environment itself.
This is where TCM can offer a really crucial systemic advantage. There's a major network meta-analysis published relatively recently looking across multiple high-quality trials.
What did it find?
It found that longer acupuncture protocols, so not just a single session, but a consistent course of treatment, led to dramatically better IVF outcomes.
How dramatic.
We're talking a relative risk increase of 6.64 for fertilization rates. And get this, a 12.67 relative risk increase for high-quality embryo rates.
12 times the likelihood of a high-quality embryo. That's huge.
That fundamentally changes the starting point for the rest of the IVF process.
It really does. Better quality seed going in, as you said earlier. And the benefits seem targeted, too.
How so?
Studies show acupuncture helped increase the number of eggs retrieved, the number of high-quality embryos, and even the antral follicle count, that's a marker of ovarian reserve, specifically in patients labeled poor responders.
The very group that struggles most with conventional IVF.
Exactly. And other research from 2021 showed benefits for women over 37, or those who'd already had failed IVF cycles. It seems to be fundamentally improving egg quality and how the body responds, especially for those needing the most help. Okay, so better sperm, better eggs, better embryos. But the goal isn't just getting pregnant, it's staying pregnant. Miscarriage, especially recurrent loss, is just devastating.
What does the data show about TCM helping maintain a pregnancy?
This data, honestly, makes the strongest case for making integration standard practice. There's a large retrospective cohort study from 2020 looked at over 2,000 IVF cycles.
Yeah.
It found a significantly lower miscarriage rate for women who used acupuncture and TCM alongside their IVF, 9.1% compared to 13.4% for those who didn't.
That's more than a 4% absolute difference. Across thousands of patients, that's a lot fewer losses.
A statistically significant difference, yes. It translates to a massive reduction in heartbreak for patients. And there's more. A 2019 meta-analysis combined data from 10 randomized trials.
What was the finding there?
It found an astonishing 43% reduction in miscarriage risk when acupuncture was done specifically around the time of embryo transfer.
Wait, 43%? That's not just tweaking the odds, that's fundamentally changing them. It's a massive effect size. If you think about it, like you said, if 100 typical IVF patients might experience 15 miscarriages, this suggests adding acupuncture could potentially prevent 6 or 7 of those losses.
That completely shifts the experience for those patients, moving them out of that terrible failure statistic.
Precisely. These are outcomes that can radically change the journey away from repeated loss.
So, wrapping this all together, What does it mean? We have these two incredibly powerful systems. One focuses on precision tech to bypass problems, the other on foundational health to optimize the whole environment. Are they just separate paths? Competing?
Not at all, or at least they shouldn't be. They're addressing different layers of the same huge challenge. Western medicine offers the diagnostics, the tech for severe physical or structural barriers.
Stuff TCM alone might not fix.
Right. But TCM optimizes the fundamental health, enhancing the body's response to treatment, reducing stress impacts, improving the quality of everything involved, and helping sustain the pregnancy.
It sounds like the ideal partnership. But historically, there's been skepticism, maybe professional silos keeping them apart.
That has been a barrier, yes.
Yeah.
Professional segmentation, skepticism. But that's changing. It has to change because the evidence is becoming too strong to ignore.
So the optimal model is integration.
Collaboration, definitely. Using Western precision for diagnosis and advanced procedures when needed, but combining it with Eastern medicine to boost that fundamental reproductive vitality, the egg, sperm, lining quality, implantation success, and pregnancy maintenance.
The sources mention a real-world example, Mike Berkeley.
Yeah, he's a great example of this modern integration in practice. He's been doing this for over 25 years, blending classical Chinese medicine with functional medicine, evidence-based protocols.
And crucially,
He collaborates closely with reproductive endocrinologists. His work really demonstrates that it's feasible and highly effective to use the tech while focusing on hormonal balance, reducing miscarriage risk, and improving the quality of the eggs and sperm with acupuncture and herbs.
so the future really seems to lie in this kind of deep collaboration, moving beyond just blaming bad luck for repeated, costly, failed cycles.
Exactly. This integrated model empowers patients, gives them more agency, and frankly offers drastically better odds for lasting success than just relying on technology alone.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe a provocative one.
Given this clear, quantifiable evidence,
Yeah.
data showing TCM adjuncts like acupuncture and specific herbs can significantly boost IVF outcomes, including that stunning 43% reduction in miscarriage risk when used together with Western procedures.
Yeah.
What's the real cost? Not just the dollars, but the emotional cost, the reproductive cost of only relying on the technological approach. That's the profound question we really need to grapple with if we're serious about maximizing healthy births worldwide.